Hi friends, welcome to my channel. This is Loli. Today we are going to be creating a wreath using this thrifted broom form from my local thrift shop. The first thing I will do will be removing all these embellishments. I took off the pick pretty easily. The ribbon, on the other hand, gave me a little bit of a hard time, but I got it done. We are going to update this piece by using some buffalo check ribbon. The first thing I did was wrap it at the top. I made sure to start the glue towards the back of the piece so that way it wouldn't show in the front. So I started doing that there, took a nice blob of glue there, held it in place, make sure it dried, and then wrapped it a couple of times. Just be careful while you're doing this part, you don't burn your fingers. I usually do, but I still find that I don't learn my lesson and I keep not using my little finger protectors. But I wrapped around the ribbon all the way down around the top part of the broom there, trying to space it as the same distance from each other as possible, and make sure that you're holding the ribbon taut in order to not have your ribbon get all wrinkled as you're rolling it onto the stem of the broom here. Once I got to the bottom, I applied a little bit of hot glue at the base there, just so I could make sure that my ribbon will twist and will stay in place. I didn't want to add glue all the way along. I just wanted to do it on the beginning and at the end because the middle will not move as long as you secure those two ends. So I went ahead and I wrapped it 2 times along the base there, making sure again to apply all your glue towards the back of the broom. I wanted this part to be nice and tight and secure, and I wanted the everything to be nice and straight. So I did it 2 times just to make sure that I covered the glue up, also with another layer of the ribbon there. Just holding it in place, making sure that everything is properly glued and dry before I let go, because I did not want everything to just unravel on me as I was just waiting for it to dry. Just tapping a little bit more hot glue there, holding it in place, and just making sure everything is cohesive there. Guys, if you're liking the video so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This helps my channel and it lets YouTube know that I am doing a good job. Thank you for that. So now we are going to cut off the ribbon from this stem, and we are going to put it to the side for now because we are going to start working on our bow. But before I do that, I just wanted to burn off the end of the ribbon so it doesn't fray and become all messy later on. But yes, that's what I was doing there, making sure everything is dry. And here we are going to be working on our bow. So what I did, I just laid the ribbon on top of itself in different directions, like you see me going there, one side to another, for as many times, as many loops I wanted my bow to have. So for each time that you move it, you'll get 2 loops. So you just keep going depending on how big you want your loop, and the width also, how you put the ribbon also has a lot to do with the size of your bow. I want it to be a big old bow, so I went a little bit bigger and just looped it a whole bunch of times. This ribbon that you see me using here, I found on clearance last year at Johann Fabrics. I can't remember how big it is, like how many yards is there on there, but it's a big old roll, guys. It's a lot, and I think I paid like $3 for it. It was on clearance. So once I was done doing all my loops, I bent my ribbon in half and making sure that everything was exactly, it was the same side. I wanted everything to be cohesive and symmetrical as usual. So I took this little piece of wire that I took off of a pumpkin stem that I used in a previous DIY. So I took that wire. I wanted to use this because it was a little bit more tough than the regular floral wire I will use for a bow like this. So I wanted this to stay put. So I just twisted it around where I had my bow cinched in half and tied it up. Now I'm going to be fluffing my bow loops there. I usually will say, go ahead and cut the middle, but I cinched it so tight together that I didn't see the need for that. I did want it a kind of a messy bow. I didn't want like a perfect bow. I'm going from a rustic look, so I just went ahead and fluffed up my bow as best as I could. I knew it wasn't gonna be perfect for now, so I just fluffed it for now. I will fluff it properly once it's on my wreath. Just open it up, making sure that it is as big as I wanted it before I cut it off of the rim of ribbon there. So you just fluff it until you're happy, and that looked kind of okay, so that was fine with me. So I took 3 of these sunflowers. I got these from a sunflower pick that I picked up at Walmart like about 2 years ago, and I just took the top of it and bent it towards the front. I wanted the flowers to be looking ahead and not like all over the place, so I wanted to make sure they were all looking the same way, and I placed it 2 on the bottom and 1 at the top, like creating kind of like a little pyramid look to it. And I bundled it up together. I tied it with a little piece of wire, and then once that was tied up, I took some jute cord and wrapped the stem with the jute cord with a little bit of hot glue right there. So I put a dab of hot glue in the beginning of my wrap there, held it in place, and started wrapping my jute cord all the way along the stems there. I covered the wire with it as well. Just try to do it as close as you can, and just as long as you want your stems to be. I really thought that my stem would be showing a little bit more than it actually did at the end, so that's why I went with this idea. At the end, it didn't really matter because my bow was such a big old bow that it completely covered my stem, but I still loved it either way. And if the wind blows by, at least when the ribbon gets lifted, you can see jute cord and a finished product underneath instead of just the wires stem from the flowers. So I used this up, and I put a dab of hot glue at the end of my wrapping and wrapped it around, burned my fingers as usual, and was done. Once I was done with the length, I clipped off the exit using my little wire cutters here. And just watch your eyes when you're doing this. It is easy for these pieces to just go flying sometimes, so just be very careful. There you go. So that part is done. Then I'm going to attach my my bouquet of flowers right there. So here I used a little bit of hot glue. I placed it down. For some reason did not record when I put wire around it. I also tied it with a piece of wire so it will stay in place. And so I just make sure that the flowers were the height that I wanted them. I glued them down, tied them down, and then I put a piece of more of the ribbon over it to cover the wire, so I will have a better surface to glue on my bow. I could have also tied in my bow. I didn't think of it at the moment. It probably would have been a lot easier than to just maybe tie it or zip tie it. I could have just looped a zip tie around the stem of my bow there and then just zip tied it to the back. But I just went with this way. I don't know. I wasn't thinking that this would have been a lot easier than the hot glue. I could have always reused my bow in something else, if I had gotten tired of this wreath. So here I am dovetailing my ends. As you can see here, I cut on the wrong side. Instead of cutting up, I cut down, and I ended up with an arrowhead instead of a dovetail there. So here you see me correcting my mistake. I fixed my ribbons there. They were too long anyway, so it kind of worked out that I made that mistake. So here you see me cinching and folding my ribbon in half again and cutting the other one to resemble the length of the one that I had messed up in the beginning. So here they're all looking nice. I'm just making sure everything is fluffed up and that my tails there are still the nice length and that they are nicely flowing down the broom there. Just this is personal preference. Just fluff as much as you can, see what you like, try different kinds of ribbons. I just love the way buffalo check and sunflowers look. And here you find the finished product. This is on my door right now and it's just gorgeous. I really like it. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Be blessed, be merry, take care of yourselves.